Hey, it's Miss Petrova here. In this video, I want to show you how to put multiple data sets into one graph. It's a useful feature that you'll have to use for the online labs. So this is the final product that you will have for this lab that I'm using as an example, which is graphing the acceleration motion. You can see that you can have three sets of data for time and distance, and you'll put all the three sets on one graph and compare them. You will have legend with different colors. Also, for the same lab, you will have to create velocity versus time graphs for this, keeping the correspondent colors for correspondent angles for easy comparison, and acceleration for three different angles. So I would like you to be able to use a software that can perform these sort of actions. You can use Excel or you can use any other software that will bring you similar results. Google Sheets do not have this function as of now that I'm aware of. So make sure all these three sets of data are represented on the same graph with the correspondent colors that are the same for three different graphs: acceleration, velocity, and distance. I'm going to show you how to create this first graph just to save time, because you will do the rest in a similar manner. In order to do this, you have to open the lab. It should look like this. You'll find it through the worksheet menu. I turned off the theta angle, the total linear momentum, and the total rotational velocity, and the total rotational acceleration. What I left the total acceleration, which is linear, the total linear acceleration, the total linear velocity, and the distance. The distance r in this situation is just a length of the ramp. It begins with 50 meters and it will go to 0 at the end of the ramp. So it's a one-dimensional motion. So please take note of that to understand the setup. According to the directions that you will be using, this is the procedure directions will be given to you. You have to read them and you have to press the recording button and then begin the start. Click the start to begin the motion of the ball. Wait until the ball finishes its motion. Go to lab book. You can see this ramp motion is recorded. You have recorded. I would put 30 just to know that that is the data set. You can click and view it. You can see the time. It took about 5.2 seconds for the ball to go to the end of the ramp, and you have the data. You have the distance, the linear velocity, and the acceleration. Next, you want to go to parameters and you want to go to ramp and change the angle to 45 degrees and do the same thing. So after you've done the same experiment for the angles of 45 degrees and 60, you have three sets of data that you renamed to your liking. So when you click on this set, you can copy data. That's what you have to click, and then you have to open Excel file and you have to paste your data. So for example, I'm going to click on the new sheet and I'm going to select multiple columns and paste my data, and I click OK. Okay, so you have to do then you have to rename this sheet to for example, angle 30, and you have to do the same for two other angles. So you have to create two more sheets. So I already have it here. I created them before. So your angle 30 sheet looks like this with 4 columns of data, and you will have 2 more. So then you create a new sheet that you would put all the distances together. So you just copy the first 2 columns from each of the sheets. For example, you will copy the column time and radius. Copy them and paste into your new sheet, right? Into your new sheet here. That would be your angle 30. And then so you created a new sheet where you have 3 sets of data together: time distance for 30 degrees, time distance for 45 degrees, and time distance for 60 degrees. You select the first 2 columns and you go to chart tab and you choose scatter, smooth marked scatter. So you can click on the other layout to make sure you have axis titles, and you can click easily and edit the titles. I'm not gonna do it here because I want to save time. But when you edit titles, it should look eventually like the example here. This is what I'm creating right now: time in seconds, distance in meters. And what is the most important part? You want to go to the select. This is the most important button. You click here, and here you can do what you need to do. So you have to name it angle 30. Then this is the X value. So from the A3 to A46, that is correct. That's what you want. And this is the Y value. And you can change them. You can change if this is not what you want. I don't think you need anything here. And then OK. Click OK. So that's your graph. Now, very important, go up again to select and you click add. Now you put the name for the next one, angle 45. And this is the very important part. You click on the button here and you start selecting the time column, all the data for the time column for the second graph, and click X. Then go to X, Y value. Don't ignore that number 1. And select all the distance value for the second and click enter. So you're good. Click OK. Look, it looks good, right? You have the second one and it makes sense. It took less time to go through from a steeper ramp. So go back again to select, click add, give it a name, angle 60. Click on this button to select the time data, which is this column all the way. I'm holding shift and the down arrow to select all of it and click enter. So for the Y data, erase that number 1. I don't know why it's there, and then just go and select the distance data. Click enter. Okay, perfect. Then you want to make sure you have the title. Make sure you have the title, distance versus time. Make sure you have the legend. If you need to edit any of this, I'm sure you can figure it out. And make sure you have the color that corresponds to your future graphs for velocity. So if green is 60 degrees angle, it should be green on this one, 60 degrees angle for the distance. So that's what it should look like. And you have to then screenshot the graph. Just command shift 5 F5 for Mac, but it's going to be different for your computer. So you have to screenshot this area here, and then you go to your lab document and paste. So all these screenshots have to be pasted into your lab document. Thanks for watching.